almost through the ring. Has her rolling her up. Whitney Blake might be knocked out, and we got a new champion. Gia Scott has just ascended to the top of the mountain, and she is the new women's champion.
Gia Scott is someone who I would believe is my alter ego. She is someone that, while being in MCW, I wanted to be the opposite of me. Like, I'm always happy, I'm always bubbly, always caring, and one of my coaches is like, okay, I know you can be all these things, but what else is there to you? Like, there's gotta be more. And I'm like, I don't really know. Like, so I had to figure out, who am I within this wrestling world? And I came up with Gia. She's like a badass. She doesn't follow the rules. She marches to the own beat of her drum. She doesn't really care in a way. That's how she's like the greatest damn woman. She believes in everything that she does and what she talks about or what she represents. That's the best way I can describe who Gia Scott is. I remember I was in the promo room, and my teacher Nat, he was like, we gotta come up with something or have something to where you can believe in, because I know you have it inside of you, but you're like this little shell and you're shy, you're like a little turtle. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So I don't know. I was like, I'll think about it overnight. So I kind of looked at the MCW banner and I was just like, what's something that could probably go with MCW banner or represent me in a way to where like it's cute, catchy, and it's a little bit memorable. So I started playing around with the letters and came up with GDW, which stands for the greatest damn woman. And I was like, okay, the greatest damn woman, do I want to consider myself the greatest, or do I want to have something to remind me as like, I'm great, you got to believe that you're great in order to be great in this business. So it was kind of like a little chant that I would say to myself before I would do promos, like, you're the greatest damn woman, you know, you can do this, you can do whatever you want, even if you're in that ring, you are the greatest damn woman. So I started saying it in my promos, and I believed it, and everyone else believed it, and that's how it just went from there.
What is MCW to Gia Scott?
What is MCW to Gia Scott? What MCW is to Gia Scott is more of like a day where I have to go and prove myself. I have to prove myself that I'm the greatest, I'm the best, and if I don't prove that, who else is going to prove that? And that was the goal that I had coming here, that I need to be the best. I need to make little goals for myself, and the first step was just getting onto the shows. After that, take the women's championship, which I have right here. But that was the goal. I wanted to prove to the fans, I wanted to prove to my peers, I wanted to prove to the coaches that they can trust me, they can see that I'm ready for this and that I'm able to take it full on. So that's what MCW means to me.
MCW's newest graduate, Gia.
The very first time I got into the MCW ring and I was in front of the MCW crowd, I kid you not, I was nervous because it was my first match. I kind of found out about it a little late that I was having my first match. I thought I was going to have a manager role, but they were like, no, we're going to give you a match. And I'm like, okay. So I go out and Phil Stamper is out there, and I'm like, oh man, like I'm having this promo and I'm feeling myself shake a little bit. I'm like, oh God, I don't want to be out here anymore, but I know I gotta do this. I gotta get the butterflies out.
Nicely executed from Gia. Shocking position. Reversal of the Irish whip. Shoulder attack.
Uh-oh, Gia's in trouble now.
Oh, and she paid for it. Brittany Blake now. She got caught. Look at Brittany tying up Gia here. Oh, look at that. And look at the torque on the back. Gia's in a lot of trouble right now.
I had my first match, ended up losing, But when I went backstage, I cried because it was my first match. I got it out the way, and I didn't think I would have my first match so soon. So it was a good experience that I'll never forget because it was something that I really wanted so bad, and I finally got it.
Gia Scott showed something tonight, and one day she might have something here.
I had to keep telling myself, like, you're gonna be fine. They trained you for this. If they didn't think you were capable of it, they wouldn't put you out there. And I was doing good in my training. I was doing good in practice matches that we would have. So I was just like, this is fine. You'll be fine. Everything will be okay. So as the days got closer, I had to keep telling myself, you're fine. You got this. If they didn't trust you, they wouldn't give this to you. So I just had to keep reminding myself of that and try to calm my nerves, try not to think about it too much, and just go out there and have fun. That's all they kept saying. Just go out there and have fun.
Well, you've been training hard for a lot of months now. I know you've got a backstory that draws on an inspiration from your past. I know you're looking to your mother today and how she's inspired you over the years and how she got you through the training center. Can you tell the fans a little more about that?
My mom, she was the greatest woman in my life, and I commend her for everything that she's done. She paved the way for me to come to this school. It was all I ever talked about, just going to MCW, just sitting in that crowd, watching all the wrestlers, and I knew one day I'm gonna be in that ring, because that's what I wanted to do. There was nothing else. There was no plan B. This is plan A for me.
So when I first started my training, this is with my mother. The reason why I'm even here today is because of her. Like the way I started training, I got the money from her from when she passed away, and I used it straight away to get into wrestling school. I knew that if I didn't do this, I would be just heartbroken about it, because I was like, what if I would have just did wrestling? I could have been anything. So I immediately took that money, signed up for wrestling, and that's how I'm here today.
Tell me how you're feeling right now. It's gotta be great.
How am I feeling right now, Rosaria? I just beat Brittany Blake for the women's championship. I told you and I told everybody else that I would beat her. Look at me now. I'm the women's champion.
But I was very sad in a way when I first won my MCW Women's Championship match at Hollywood, and it was against Brittany Blake. I was a little sad about that because I always asked my mom, I was like, hey, if I ever, wrestle, would you be there? She was like, yeah, I'll be there. I'll support you. I was like, okay, so if I won my first championship, wherever I may be, will you be there? She was like, heck yeah, you're my daughter, you're my child. Of course I'll be there. So when I won the belt, it was just a reminder, my mom was watching me, my mom was supporting me, but it was a little bittersweet because I couldn't tell her about it. She wasn't there to share that moment with me. So winning it, I was very happy, but at the same time, I was a little bit sad.
I'm sure your mother is with you and looking down on you and is very proud of everything that you've accomplished so far in this industry. So let's fast forward a little bit. You mentioned your women's championship. So we talked about your debut. Mm-hmm. Tell me how you felt when you won that championship.
Level of competition here at MCW.
You don't believe she is? Cumulative Stamper, longest reigning. Oh, right across the face. Trying to get the submission here.
Oh!
Champion looking to go aerial.
He mounted up on that top rope. Has Gia Scott. Oh, wait a second.
Oh.
Gia using the referee as a block.
As a shield and drives her almost through the ring.
Has her rolling her up.
Brittany Blake might be knocked out and we got a new champion.
I felt really joyful because I was like, this this is what I've been working towards. This is all I've wanted. Now I have it. Now I need to prove to everyone that this is mine and I can actually handle the fire. I can actually do this. They don't have to be like, oh, well, we don't know if Gia can handle this. Yeah, Gia can handle this. This is what she's been working for. So I had to prove to everyone, prove to the fans, and be like, okay, well, everyone else that you've seen held the championship, they're not me. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be better than them. And that's what I set out to prove since day one, and I did that. I would say the impact that MCW have had on my career, it's been a really good one because I ended up facing a lot of people. I ended up facing Angelina Love, which I was stoked for. I was just like, oh my God, here I get to face this incredible woman, and it happened right there. I was totally nervous about that, but just being at MCW, it's a different atmosphere for me. It's been a lot of growing experience for me as a person, and just training with amazing people here. It's been a long road. So I've enjoyed every single moment that I spent here at MCW.
Do you have a dream match?
I want this to happen at MCW, but if it happens anywhere else, I personally want to face Amber Rodriguez. When I first started MCW, she was the reason why I was starting to slowly come out of my shell a little bit, because in my promo class, my coach, he was like, okay, so we need you to kind of break out of this. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, go back and watch Amber. I think you could really learn something from her. And I was like, okay. So watching her, I was getting into the groove. I was like, oh, okay. And then another thought popped into my head. I was like, okay, so this was the point of me just trying to study. I was like, so why did I hate her so much? And I was like, because she thought she was better than everyone. So I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. So I was like, okay, I want to face her. I want to just prove myself to her, because so many people talk about her being a really good champion, and I'm like, okay, what's a better way to prove myself to other than the fans or everyone else that I could be just as great or better than her.
Tell us about your rivalry with Aria Palmer.
So my rivalry with Aria Palmer has been a really long one, and honestly, it's better me in a way, if you believe it or not. When I first faced her, I believe it was in Galena, I was out on a warpath. I wanted to prove myself to everyone. It didn't matter whether it was just the fans, the coaches, my peers. I wanted to prove to everyone that okay, I'm here to stay. Y'all not gonna get rid of me. I'm here to stay. So when I faced her, I was proving you're not, just because you're new. I've been there before, but you're not gonna try to one up on me. This is my house, this is my kingdom, and I'm going to stay here forever. I'm gonna rule forever. And during that time, I was set out on warpath to get the women's championship. All right, just start in little steps. Let's start here, let's start there, and let's get to bigger and better things. She was the start to everything. And then it led to her winning the championship. I believe it was day one of Winter Blast.
Reverse on the Irish whip. Right over the top goes Palmer. Takes it right over with a deep arm. And do you expect to uphold CW history? 2 women in this. Possibly is. Oh my God! Oh, but block the X Factor. Oh, DD! Get in there. Yes! And Gia Scott's got to be wondering what in the hell just happened.
And then I got it back in night 2.
Well, the former champion not wasting any time, is she?
That's why she got beat at Joppa.
Side slam. Gia Scott just seems so angry. Game over. Oh! And the Gia Factor. There's a cover. And we've got a new champion. Maryland. Because for the second time in this building, she's won the women's championship.
And then we just went so far down this road where our big blowout happened to be where it was tribute to the legends. She ended up losing the MCW Women's Championship, and she blew all her steam off on me, and I just didn't want to take that because that's not who I am. I'm not going to let someone blame me for everything.
Oh God! Wow! What a shot! I don't think anybody expected that! Oh! From Aria Palmer! Oh no! No! Oh! Across the back! Going crazy! She's doing it again! Good Lord! Oh! Over the fact that now Renee Michelle is now a 4-time champion. Oh! Across the back!
So we had a big blowout at another Winter Blast where it involved the chairs. It was excruciating, taking chair shots and whatnot, and then having to fall into a pile of chairs.
And still, MCW Women's Champion, Gia Scott.
I just wanted this to be over. Like, this wasn't going to get any better. This wasn't going to get any bigger. So I had to end it myself. So during that feud with Aria Palmer, it showed me that I should be my own person. I shouldn't have to take anybody's crap. I shouldn't have to just roll over and let things happen. I had to take things into my own hands. And with that match, it proved to me that I need to stay on my A game. I need to keep proving myself to everyone. I'm not going to just stop and stay there. I want to prove to anyone and everyone who wants to join the women's division, wants to be in the women's division, that I'm the top ruler, and if you want to come for me, you better come hard. The Ring of Honor is the next stepping stone. The plan never changed. Even at MCW, the plan still continues on. I feel as though now that I gotta keep proving myself. And that's fine. I've never been the one to not want to prove myself, because by me proving myself, it's like more of like, hey, look at me. You see this? You see what I'm bringing to the table? Okay, enjoy. That's the goal here, is to make little steps. Prove myself. All right, proven. Boom, here in the women's division. Prove myself. Boom, here. Ring of Honor Women's Championship. Boom, obtain it. That's the goal here. Just keep going, keep elevating, because I never want to stay in one consistency. I always want to keep proving myself that, hey, this Gia Scott, she's something to deal with. She's serious. She's not faking anything that she's talking about. She's a serious person. We need to take her seriously. So yes, Ring of Honor is the next step. Gia is not going to provoke. Gia is going to keep elevating herself. Gia is not going to stop. She is the greatest damn woman, and she believes it, and she means every single word she says.
I'm the one who carries this division on my back.
I'm the champ. This is my show, and it's all about me. Gia Scott is on a roll. She's not stopping for anything.
You do not overlook Gia Scott, and you do not overlook the greatest damn woman.
This is all I crawled for I scratched for, that I became the greatest damn woman for.
Oh my gosh, Rosario, you don't know how good this feels. Right now, I'm really excited at the fact that I just won, and I got Felicia back. I really got her back.
I don't want to be just the greatest damn woman. I don't want to be just the woman. I want to be the greatest ever. And I will do that, and I will obtain that. I will keep evolving. I'll never stay at the same place.
Give me reasons to doubt, try to keep me down, but I'll put the flame out, you can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones, go break all of my bones. You won't ache my soul, you can't get to me. And then